Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Erik with Grange Games, and we are here for a little Friday night interactive storytelling time. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Interactive, choose your own adventure. What we're doing is getting together, having fun, enjoying a little story. We're going to pick up where we left off from last week in our previous story. It's all about you helping me or us together choosing the adventure. That's what we're going to do. And that's the fun we're going to have. Happy Friday night, everybody. Thanks for coming out to play and enjoy our Choose Your Own Adventure, little interactive tales of fun. And it's real easy. What I'm going to do throughout the game is we'll post up your questions, or excuse me, post up the questions in the chat, and your job or help me by responding in the chat, letting us know which choice you think is going to be best. And as we get more viewers in, we'll take all the choices into account. We're going to have fun. Interactive tales of adventure. Choose your own adventure. Thank you for helping choose ours tonight. Let us begin and review. We do have our story from last week, the mythical creatures of the forest. And we've made one little dip into the forest as far as where we left off last week. We're going to pick it up there as well. And, well, as you see... All right. Well, actually, we'll bring it back one page because we want to get a little refresher of what happened last week as we left off. So here we go. Happy Friday. Interactive tales of fun, and the mythical creatures of the forest. Our tale continues to review. We left off. You walk downstairs, you like hurts, but it can support you. You open the door and no one is there. There's a note on the ground. It reads, "Meet me at the forest edge at midnight. Come alone." You look around. You can't see anyone close by. You don't recognize the slanted handwriting. You close your door to go back inside. Your leg starts to hurt more, and you feel a very strong tiredness come over you again. You might feel like you are going to collapse where you stand. You lie on the sofa, look at the note, and wonder who it is from. Just as you fall asleep, you hear a buzzing sound and a very faint glow of red coming from somewhere. But the drowsiness is so strong, you exit this world into sleep. So we're going to wake up and we continue on. We're going to sleep. Let's see. We wake up. What does the tale have for us in store? You wake up, it's dark, it's night, you don't know what time it is. You aren't thirsty or hungry, which is strange. You stand up and the pain in your leg is completely gone. Then you feel something. Something is inside there, moving around. You look down and your leg is glowing red. You feel a buzzing, crawling sensation where the wound was, and something pops out of your leg. It's a glowing red insect, buzzing, hovering in front of you. It's waiting. What do you do? All right, so we do have the two options. Are we going to let it out? That's a good question. Are we going to let it out or try to catch it? And those are our two choices for our first crossroads in our interactive tales of fun. International, I mean, because I don't know which forest this is in. Could be in a European forest. Could be somewhere else. We don't know. But we've got two choices. Are we going to let it out or are we going to try to catch it? So let it out of your home or try to catch it and investigate it. Well, I'm feeling investigatory today. So again, the two options, let it out or try to catch it. Let's investigate. Let's try to catch it. Let's see what we have. And you try to grab the insect, but it darts. It evades. It wants you to let it out, but you try to grab it again. You miss. It starts to fly in your face and poke around you to set it free. It is uncomfortable. You raise your hands to try to stop it darting at your face. It ends up driving you to the door, which you open, and the insect zooms out and heads to the forest. Ooh, bye-bye, insect. All right, it disappears into the distance. You look at the clock. It's nearly midnight. What do you do? Well, we have two options. Are we going to go to the forest edge to meet with a mystery note taker or stay home and lock the doors? That's a good question. Are we going to go to the forest edge or stay home and lock doors? That is going to be the question, the choice at hand. And which one is it going to be, my friends? Do we go to the forest's edge and meet this mystery note writer? Or are we going to stay home and lock the door? Well, my friends, this is an adventure story, is it not? I say let's go for adventure, and we are going to continue on our story with our adventure, and let's bring it up. Go to the forest edge and meet with a mystery note taker. That's what we're gonna do. And you walk out the door. Cold bites your face. You are wearing a thick coat, and you can see your breath in front of you. You look around. No one is around. You see lights from houses, darkness, and trees ahead of you. Your leg is now completely healed, and your whole body feels stronger than ever. You feel something again as you move closer to the forest. A golden light, a power that rises from within you. It feels warm and strong, and the closer you get to the forest, the more it floods your body. You see a figure of a woman standing at the forest edge. She stands cloaked in a hood. She sees you coming. You can't see her face. She darts into the woods and out of sight. You suddenly remember something else. The Earthman told you something. The forests are more dangerous at night. Do not go there in the dark, and never enter the forest without me. You are not strong enough yet. As the memory fully dawns on you, you reach the edge of the forest. You still have a choice. You can turn back and stay in your house and hope this woman doesn't come knocking on your door. Or you hear what she has to say You can feel her close by. What do you do? All right, go. That's going to be the question. Are we going to go home or stay at the forest? Those are our two options at hand, my friends. We're going to go home or are we going to stay at the forest? We are on our adventure for our Friday night Choose Your Own Adventure. We made it this far, though it has asked us a couple times if we want to go home, but I'm not feeling it. I think we're going to stay at the forest edge and wait and see what happens. Let's continue as we stay at the forest edge and continue on with our tale. You stay at the forest's edge. You wait to see what happens. You see movement in the trees. You wait and watch. You hear a female's voice. Bernard, Bernard, I've been watching you. I want you to come with me. I want to show you more of the forest. Who are you? You ask. My name is Elisa. I want to show you more things than the Earthmen will never show you. More things? Like what? More creatures you will never imagine could exist. I want to show you. The Earthman's warnings in the darkened forest ring in your heart. You know he would advise against it. Even the more memories from your time with the Earthmen are popping into your head. You try to remember them all for your memoirs you plan to write. Earthman. Come with me, Bernard. Let me show you what really dwells here. Out of the darkness, you see a female's gloved hand extend, and you can't see the rest of her. Just a hand that extends into the light shining from the nearby town, and it beckons you. You hear another voice behind you. It sounds panicked. Bernard! Bernard! You turn around. It's Gerald Goodson, one of the locals. He's running towards you, looking terribly aghast. He says, Bernard, thank goodness. All of the other doctors, they are out on call. Please, my wife, she's terribly ill. I don't know how else to help. Someone told me that you were walking out here. I need your help. What do? Do you leave to help? That is a question. Or do you ignore Gerald? Ooh, those are some interesting choices. Are we going to leave to help, or are we going to ignore Gerald? I mean, we are a member of the town. We want to be a good member. Which way shall we go? Again, leave to help, or are we going to ignore Gerald? I'm feeling about, it's part of the community. Speaking of you guys joining us for our Grange Hall community, appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Hit the like button out there on Facebook and on YouTube, whichever way you're joining us. But for this, I want to say it's all about getting the community together and helping out the community. Let's help out Gerald. We're going to leave the forest and help Gerald's wife. Let's continue. You agree to help. You turn away from the figure in the forest and begin to follow Gerald. Gerald explains his wife's symptoms. She sounds like she is so close. She is close to death, and it has all come on within the evening. You explain that you are not a medical doctor. He argues that you have studied drugs, and all the other doctors aren't available. You follow him home to see his wife. You have one option: follow Gerald up the stairs. So, up the stairs we go. Let us continue. The home is stale. You can barely breathe. There's no fresh air. You don't want to be there for too long. You suggest opening the windows, but Gerald says it will become too cold for his wife. You go upstairs and see her on the bed, weak, pale, barely breathing. You've never seen anything like it. She is deteriorating very quickly. Have you called an ambulance, you ask? Gerald shakes his head. Call one, you say. Gerald looked worried, and you see his lips start to tremble. He grabs a phone and starts dialing. More memories come to you of first encountering that red insect in the forest. You are now forced to grab a pen and a paper from the bedside table and write these new memories down. The ambulance far away from the town, maybe too far to reach her in time. The local pharmacies are closed. You aren't even sure what's wrong with her. You have an idea. A powerful idea that will seem crazy. You know this will be our only hope. You have a choice of what to say. What do you do? And do you tell the truth? Or are we going to mask the truth? Okay. Well, let's dig into these options a little bit. Are we going to tell the truth, or are we going to mask the truth? To tell the truth, that would be to say that you're going to find a small creature known as the Healybug. Okay, option one. Or mask the truth. You say that you must leave to find a remedy from the forest. Okay, I like this. I think we are going to go for this one. Yes, and there we have in the chat. We are going to be taking a little remedy from the forest, my friends. We're going to mask the truth. I like Gerald, but I don't think he's ready for, for what's in store. All these mythical creatures in the forest. No, Gerald's not ready, but we are. As we continue, we're going to mask the truth and say you must leave to find a remedy from the forest. You mask the truth. You say there is a remedy in the forest that could help. Gerald's face turns to fury as he puts down the phone. His fear turns into rage. The forest! What good will it do? What are you after? What are you after? A plant? She needs medicine. You try to tell him the plants can have strong medicinal benefits, but he has already grabbed you by the coat in anger. You expect him to have some pills to administer. He expected you to have some pills to administer. Once he realizes you have none, he starts to drag you out of his house. You try to explain the severity, the strangeness of his wife's illness, but he grabs you by the coat and starts to drag you out the room. As you are pulled away, your instinct reaches out and grab a scrunched up blouse at the end of the bed, and you stuff it in your coat pocket without Gerald seeing. He forces you down the stairs and pushes you out into the night. Don't ever come back, he slams the door shut. You run to the door and call for him to open the window to get more oxygen into the room. He does not respond. You bang on the door, but he does not answer. You realize that you have to go into the forest to find the Healybug. You have a final choice that will determine your fate and that of Gerald's sick wife. What do you do? Run into the forest with speed, or give up and go back home? Our choices today are for this for this crossroads. Are we going to run back in the forest, or give up and go home? Which one is it? I think you know which way I'm going to be going, my friends, because I am all about helping and doing what we can to help Gerald and his sick wife. We are going to run back into the forest, my friends. Let's get to it. Run back into the forest with speed. You run into the forest with speed, jumping over logs, ducking under branches, wild with instinct. You feel the golden power surging in you again. Your more memories of the Healybug flood back. You remember your first time you met it. You're running faster than ever before. You notice something to your left, then it disappears. Something is watching you. You don't know who it is. You keep on running deep into the forest and take the blouse out of your pocket. You hope that the Healy bug will detect the scent of sickness in Gerald's wife's blouse. You lay it on the floor. You remain perfectly still. I knew you'd come back. It's the cloaked woman from before. She is standing over to your right. You can barely make her out, but she looks beautiful. She is walking towards you slowly. Why didn't you take my hand earlier? You have a bad feeling in your chest. Leave me alone, you say. She walks closer. You feel the golden power rising into your hands. If you let it go, it will shoot directly at her. You don't know what effect it will have. If you hold back, you might avoid a fight. The power wants to surge out. Do you trust it? All right, this one, our two options. Are we going to yes? Shoot the power. This is going to be yes or no. Hold it back. And those are the two options, my friends. What we have in store, yes, shoot the power, or no, hold it back. Those are our questions. And this a little Friday night interactive Tales of Fun. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Well, time to wet my whistle here as we determine or take a gander at this choice before us. And I think, are we going to hold back? Are we going to shoot the power? I'm feeling threatened. I'm feeling scared by this lady. Thinking about the dude in the forest and those Healy bugs. I think we're going to let the power out. Let's see what happens, my friends. You let the power out and it blasts through your hands, lighting up the forest around you, covering the dark woman with light so that she shrieks and raises her arms. Her screaming fills the forest and she starts to change shape before you. She changes into a bird, then an elk, then a myriad of strange creatures that you have never seen before. Until she shrinks down into a rat and scurries off into the distance. It was as if she was a shapeshifter, and the stories you have heard about shapeshifters were never good ones. The power stops flowing. It seems to have a mind of its own. It fills you less strongly, but seems to be recharging. You see a red light in the distance. The Healy bug is coming. Hey, Healy bug. It's a low buzz from the insect floods the air around you, and it slowly makes its way over to the blouse on the ground. It hovers above, drops into the blouse, and you quickly cover it up. You run and start to race back to Gerald's home. All right, racing back. You are out of breath but energized. You run to Gerald's door and knock. You bang on the door. It opens up. He opens it up with a furious, teary-eyed face and storms out of his home and grabs you again. She's nearly gone, Bernard. The ambulance is too far off. We don't need you and your tricks. He drags you to the ground, and as you fall, you fling the glowing red blouse inside his home. Gerald climbs on top of you, raises his arms to punch down. You see the Healy bug escape out of the folds of the blouse and begin to fly upstairs. The first punch misses you as you slide out of the way. Gerald yells as he breaks his hand by punching the ground instead. Then you both hear his scream, and he climbs off you to run inside. You have one option. Follow him inside. Oh no, what did this Healy bug do? Let's see. Oh, hopefully she's okay. You run upstairs, and his wife is sat bolt upright, unable to move. It's inside, she yells through her clenched jaw. She looks paralyzed. Only her eyeballs can move around in fear. What is? You say, or what is? Gerald says. The Healy bug, you say. Suddenly, you see her relax. Color flows back into her face, and the Healy bug pops out of her mouth. She looks like a new woman. It's healed me, she says, looking at her body in astonishment. Gerald looks at you with his mouth hanging open. Bernard, what? Bernard, what? Sorry, wrong voice there. There we go. That was Gerald. Let's get back to the story. Gerald says, Bernard, what? Then the Healy bug flies into Gerald's mouth, knocking him back so that it's clambering around on the walls. You see a red glow flow down his arm and into his hand, where swollen, broken knuckles begin to fix themselves. What the? Gerald says. You have one option. See what happens to Gerald. Whoa, the Healy bug just fixed his wife. Now it's fixing Gerald's recently broken hand. Ooh, what's going to happen? We'll see. Here we go, my friends. It's fixing my hand, Gerald says. What's happening here? The red glow zooms back up his arm, out of his mouth, and the Healy bug hovers for a moment. We have to catch it, Gerald says. We'll be rich. Gerald grabs a glass to try to catch it. What do? You have two options. Grab Gerald's arms and tell him no, or let him try to catch it. All right. Tell him no, or let him catch it. All right, so we got two options here, my friends. Are we gonna tell him no, or are we gonna let him catch it? That is the question. Again, happy Friday night, Grange Hall Games, interactive tales of fun. Thanks for joining us and following along for our interactive tale. We're gonna see what Gerald. Or what our choice is, what's going to happen. I think we're going to let him try to catch it because if you're going to place your bets, I'd actually place my bet on the Healy bug. I don't think Gerald's going to get it. We're going to see. Let's check it out. All right, we're going to let him try to catch it. He runs forward and swipes at the Healy bug to try to catch it, but the Healy bug darts out of the way and quickly flies out of the room. Haha, good job, Healy bug. And down the stairs and out the open front door. You look at the two of them. Gerald quickly forgets his failed attempt to capture and looks at his wife. They embrace. They both start to cry, and you make your way out of the house. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, they both cry as you walk out of their home and back to your own. As you walk away, you decide you will write a book about the Healy bug and every new creature you discover in the forest. You will call it Mythical Creatures of the Forest, just like we have here. Oh, Bernard, thank you so much for these tales. And we have one option. Continue our adventure. All right, looks like with that, my friends, we have one option there, and this is a good time for a little cliffhanger. So our tale ends here. What is going to happen? We shall find out because we will call it Mythical Creatures of the Forest. Bernard's tale continues, and we will continue next week. Our tale continues and continues next week. We do hope to see you there, my friends. Do like us, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, thumbs up, like us on Facebook, and appreciate you helping us grow the Grange Hall community. And as always, from all of us at Grange Hall Games, we just want to say thank you for joining us. Join us Monday night as well. Monday night, we do our virtual Bingo Monday. That's always a fun times. And every Friday for our interactive Tales of Fun. My name is Erik with Grange Hall Games. Appreciate everybody coming out. Be good. We'll see you next time, and have fun till then.